Look at that beautiful startup boot up screen for the PlayStation 2. Hello everyone, yours truly, Chrislevi13. And for this video, we're going to be talking about why the PlayStation 2 is my favorite console of all time. Yes, I just said the PlayStation 2 is my favorite console of all time. We're going to be talking about its impact on me from when it released, when I first got one, my memories from this console itself, and then dive into the things that impacted me from what the console could do, its accessories, and most importantly, what brings you to any console, whether it be this or any other console, and that is games, games, games. So sit back, relax, hopefully you enjoy this video as we talk about the PlayStation 2. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, because every subscriber helps me get on that road to hitting 1,000 subscribers. Let's get right to this. PlayStation 2. That's it. So diving into the PlayStation 2 and why this is my favorite console of all time, we got to start off when this console released and what it was competing with when it released, because it started releasing worldwide in 2000 and in 2001 for all of us to get our hands on. Initially, it wasn't the slim model as I've got right here in my hands. Initially, it was the fatter, thicker model that some people still have today. And yes, I am still on the look to get me a fatter, thicker model, because I had two fat PlayStation 2s until those stopped working. We had to go to Best Buy, and then we had to go to get these. This is my dad's PlayStation 2. It does not work, but it's my dad's. I got my non-working PlayStation 2 right over there, and then I've got one that I got from Video Game Corner, the guy that runs Southeast Game Exchange, his gaming store. I got the working one right there with an HyperCAN core that makes it able to work through my HD60S and be able to stream it and play it on this TV or the 40-inch right over there. So yeah, if you're looking to play modern games, I definitely would look at HyperCAN and different companies like that to play them like that on modern TVs, you know, and all that. But with that being said, this console released in 2000 and 2001 when it went worldwide and all that, and it was going up against the Dreamcast by Sega, the Xbox by Microsoft, and the GameCube by Nintendo, as things with the N64 were going out the door, PlayStation 1 was going out the door, and everything else. You know, eventually, we all know the story. Sega didn't last any longer. You know, they went third party, and they stopped making consoles, and it pretty much, what they left, Xbox kind of picked up the whole for that. But to see this console come in and compete with those consoles and outlast all those consoles in a life cycle, because this life cycle for this console was from 2000 to 2013 when they were producing this console. So it went through all of its life cycle competing in consoles. Then went competing against also the Wii and the PS3 and the Xbox 360, still having games released on this console. Yeah, it wasn't the great big old AAA games, but those some sports games that were in some Just Dance and other things. They were still releasing on this console until 2013. And that's a very, very awesome thing. And I remember whenever I got my PS2, I believe it was 2001 when I got mine, and one of the first games I got is one of my favorite games of all time, being right there, being Kingdom Hearts, you know. And I remember getting the console, and back then I had a big fat older tube TV that I had in my bedroom when we lived in the older house. And man, I remember sitting on the floor and just for hours on end playing all sorts of different games. Kingdom Hearts, some Twisted Metal stuff, some NASCAR, some Need for Speed, all sorts of different games, fighting games, and all of this. And a lot of games I have here, but some of them I don't have, because back then there was places like Blockbuster, Movie Gallery, Hollywood Video, where you could go collect games, and you'd be able to sit there and say, hey, you know, I go into the store, my mom's getting a movie for us to watch over the weekend, and hey, when I'm not watching the movie to give me something to do, let's get me a game, you know. But this console wasn't all about just playing games. It was one of the first consoles that had, besides the Dreamcast, that had an Ethernet port on it. You know, you had your digital optical out, you had your AV out, you know, all on the back there, you know. All on the back there, you know. This console could also, as you open it up, not only did it play, this is how, I'm showing you how it looks. Not only did it play the games that it's made to play and what sells the console, but you could sit there and put DVDs and CDs in there. So parents were like, hey, my kid's got got a game system. You know, it gives them something to do and all that. Well, hey, they tell relatives. It happened to me. Tell relatives around time, hey, he gets some CDs so he can play it on his radio, but also on his console. Get some DVDs so he can play here. You know, and a lot of times there's a lot of DVDs that I remember back in the day. Some DreamWorks stuff, some Pixar stuff, some other stuff. I remember going to my room instead of me having a DVD player, just playing it right here on a PlayStation 2. You know, playing those things, and it was awesome. You know, this console was like, hey, we can play games, CDs, DVDs. I know the Xbox could do that as well, and eventually other consoles could continue doing that all the way to today. But it's just awesome that this console could do that, you know, and it was so impactful on me that it did that my parents got me. I don't have I have the little other piece that goes right here in this spot, but they even got me the little DVD remote. That is the DVD remote for the PlayStation 2. You see, it's got like the little buttons, obviously that kind of that goes that, but it has all the other stuff. So I'm going to show it real close to screen. That is the DVD remote for the PlayStation 2 right there. And I even love the system enough to where I didn't always want to have a cord, you know, so I got like so it was like an Xbox controller almost with the controller that I'm about to show you, but I got the fat cordless, as I said. It's cordless. They didn't call it wireless, they called it cordless. If you see right below my finger right here, it says cordless on there, and it's a little dusty and all that, but that is a fat PlayStation 2 controller that you could play. That almost felt like you had like a PlayStation style Duke controller in your hand because of how fat it is. So yeah, I had these two accessories, plus I have it in the closet right there that the pedals and the steering wheel that you could hook up and play racing games like the NASCAR games and Need for Speeds and other the Gran Turismos and all that through it, you know. And it was just an awesome system. I remember countless hours sitting in front of a TV on the floor, my back to my bed and all that, just playing Kingdom Hearts, Hulk, X-Men Legends 1 and 2, Need for Speed Underground 1 and 2, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, Need for Speed Most Wanted. I remember getting the guidebooks and opening those up and looking through those and all that and everything like that, you know, playing those games. Like, you know, like me, people think, oh, well, it's your favorite system of all time. You collect for it. I have a ton of games over there, and I don't have all the cream of the crop because, as I said, Blockbuster, Movie Gallery, and Hollywood Video were there, but I have a lot of games right here. A lot of games right here that I physically have for the system. As you can see, Jack X, ATV Off-Road Fury. You can see Splinter Cell. You can see Red Dead Revolver, which I just got this year, but a lot of the Ratchet and Clank games. And on the top, you see right here is Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2. You see Final Fantasy. You see Jack and Dexter. You know, all these great games. You know, games that I love to this day. Because I'll still say to this day that let me put it down. That Kingdom Hearts, Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Dexter are in my top 5 of favorite series of all time, next to Borderlands and Halo. But the PlayStation 2 was a phenomenal system for what it could do. You know, its impact. To be able to sit there and say, hey, for 13 years the console was getting games for it. For 13 years the console was being made, you know, and all that stuff. It had first party, it had third party, it had all these different things that the console could do. You know, you had those little mini discs that you had to do for the GameCube. You had Xbox just being in its first generation with the original OG Xbox, you know. But PlayStation finally truly chose in that generation with Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, Vex, and all that. That hey, we've got third party, we've got platformers under wraps. You saw what they could do previously, but here's what truly 3D platformers could do. You had racing games like Gran Turismo, Need for Speed. You even had some of the off-road ones like ATV Off-Road Fury and all these other games showing, hey, we know what we can do as racing games. You had Call of Duty, Medal of Honor, and all these other things coming on there. You know, saying, hey, this is what we can do with first-person shooters. You know, and then you had a lot of RPGs on there, like one of the Xeno series was on there. You had Final Fantasy, you had Persona, all these different things that were right there. Hell, you had one of the greatest games of all time, in my opinion, Metal Gear Solid 3 on the PlayStation. Even though it was third party, you had it on the PlayStation, and it was a phenomenal game. You know, and the PlayStation 2 will always have a spot in my heart. The PlayStation 2 will always, for its accessories that I still have to today, to the games that I have for it, to the other games that I have there, to all the games that I rent, to all the countless memories of nights staying up, playing till 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, morning to each Christmas waiting to see what games I would get when I asked for them for Christmas or for my birthday, you know, and being able to finally fall in love with Kingdom Hearts, fall in love with Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Dexter, Final Fantasy, and all that. Because you know, I love those series till this day, and it wouldn't have been without the PS2. PS2 is what made me the gamer that I still am to this day. Because if I didn't have a PS2 in my life, and I probably would have had an Xbox or GameCube, you never know. I might have just been somebody that casually did it and then got out of it. But I'm here, still playing games, still collecting, you know, and collecting everything from the PS1 up. But it's very, very awesome, very rewarding to be able to say, hey, what's your favorite console of all time? And say, hey, it's this console, and have accessories, have all this stuff for it, because everything I have for the PS2, I'm going to try to, at least for me, never give that stuff up. Even if those aren't working systems, I only have one working PS2. Still, I have a way to play games, and I'm keeping those for nostalgia, because one of them was mine, and one of them was my dad, and they're both from my childhood, so it's like, hey, great friend, you know? But yes, that's just me rambling on about the PS2. If you have anything you remember from the PS2, was it a game that you remember from the PS2? Was it an accessory? Did you have memories? Did you get it for Christmas, your birthday? Did you go out and rent a lot of games for the PS2? Any memories you have with the PS2, please put it in the comment section down below, and all that jazz. Hopefully you enjoyed this little video where I just sat here and showed some stuff, because I could have popped a lot of stuff up on screen, but that's just not my style. It's more me just showing the physical stuff there and all that. And yeah, if you want to see me stream any of the games that I have for the PS2, or you know, or anything like that, please let me know also down in the comment section and all that. And also make sure to check me out on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays for live streams right here on youtube.com/Chrislevi13, and for all other days to see me live over on twitch.tv/Chrislevi13. That was why the PS2 is my favorite console of all time. It'll probably always be my favorite console of all time. If you want to know other consoles I like, let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll let you know there. But I'm Chrislevi13, and I'm going to go on ahead and get out of here, go play me some games, you know, go do some things in life. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you all later. Stay awesome!